So welcome on this Sunday evening.
Good evening.
Welcome back on this Sunday evening. Yeah. Uh,
Good evening.
so today we are talking about the Konkani language, a dictionary in Konkani, and we have with us a very special guest, a longtime friend, someone whom I know for maybe decades, 1 or 2 decades at least, and that is none other than Isidore Dantas. We are talking to Isidore from Pune, from Pune. Isidore is in Pune. Uh, Isidore has written a large number of books, 9, 10, 11. I've lost count. He'll tell us as we go along. He will tell us about the books he has written. But today we are focusing on one particular book which he has recently edited and compiled and lexicographed, and that is a Romi Konkani dictionary. It's called the Con- Contemporary Konkani English Dictionary. I'm always getting it wrong. So
Correct.
at the start of this program, before I hand over to Isidore and stop yakety yakking, I want to make one point that the dictionary is authored by him. We, on behalf of Goa 1556, have published the dictionary. So I'm stating my interest in the case. I think it's important. That's why we did it. Yeah, so I'm just mentioning that Goa 1556 is a publisher of this dictionary, which is available all over the place. It's doing well in the market. We'll come to that later. But today we want to listen to Isidore's story, and he'll be talking a lot many things about how he got involved in dictionaries, how he got involved in Konkani, as we go along. Over to you, Isidore. Tell us how you did this dictionary. Why?
For every cause, there is a reason. What happened is I used to do a lot of translation work. Major work has been for SIDEC. SIDEC stands for Center for Development of Advanced Computing, a government organization in Pune. The
This is
work
from when? This
involved
is from which year?
uh, around 2004 or 5.
So just to go back a bit, Isidore, you've been a bank
Yeah.
officer all your life. You retired at a very
Yeah.
senior post in State Bank of India,
Yeah.
and at the same time, you've been cultivating your passion for Konkani.
Yes, correct.
So
This
so
was
so you were
mostly after retirement. This was mostly after retirement.
okay. So
Yeah.
all your 9, 10, 11 books have all come after retirement.
After retirement. After retirement.
So sorry for interrupting. You were telling us that you were doing your translation work for CDAC, and then
Exactly. The work involved translating of English words into Romi and Devanagari Konkani. Over 4 lakhs of words have been translated by me. For this work, I had to refer to several dictionaries to get the correct meaning. It was a heavy task. So I decided, why not compile a dictionary wherein this will be available for me as well as others. Hence, my first dictionary entitled Modern English Konkani Dictionary was published. What was available earlier has been updated in this.
okay. So the just to give an idea of what the dictionary looks like,
Yeah.
maybe we should
Yeah.
screen share a bit. Yeah, and show the reader what the dictionary looks like.
Hmm.
So yeah, so this is the dictionary,
Correct.
and it's called the Contemporary Konkani English Dictionary. Almost 392 pages, uh, and just let me scroll down a little bit. Yeah. So this is how a standard page would look like. First, the introduction, and then we go down to the pages. Some of which have a few illustrations to make it light. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Uh, so Isidore, a dictionary of 392 pages. What are some of
Correct.
the specificities of it? Could you just show us the cover? Should you show the cover to those who might be interested? Fine. And on the back, could you read out something about what the dictionary offers from the back?
Unique features, separate sections on Konkani homonyms, that is, words with similar spelling or pronunciation, but different meanings and origins, and Konkani palindrome, that is, read the same backward as forwards. Then select Konkani saying illustrated by artist Bina Naik. Uses contemporary language with a focus on words currently in use, covers all major dialects of the language, incorporates words from earlier pioneering dictionaries, many of which are hard to access or out of print, particularly useful for translators, authors, and scriptwriters. A helpful language learning tool, a useful aid for Goan expatriates scattered across the globe. This book could help build the Konkani Wikipedia and Konkani Dictionary, both online, as his earlier lexicographical work of mine, co-created with the late journalist Joel D'Souza.
So that's interesting. You have put out one dictionary which was a English to Konkani dictionary,
Yeah,
and that is shared online on the Wikimedia Commons,
yeah,
right?
Wikipedia, correct.
So that the full text is out there. It's a little bit difficult to access because it's in PDF format and all that, but it's
Yeah,
there.
it is not in that video. What we were promised by Media Commons that will be search the word. That is not being done by them.
Okay, okay. So if I get your point right, you're saying that you wanted
Yeah.
a searchable dictionary online, but it's so
So
far
that
not.
at a click you can know the answer. No?
Yeah, at
What
the
you want.
moment you have to scan through the PDF and
Yeah,
reach the
PDF. You
right
have to
page. And
browse it. You have to browse it.
yeah, yeah. Though you could also download the dictionary or its pages, separate
Yeah,
pages or
that
something.
is. Yeah.
So that was done with the late Joel. In which years?
16, I think, 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Just after Joel passed away, it was published. I think, no,
Yeah, yeah,
Joel.
yeah. It was ready. It was ready by that time.
Okay. So Joel D'Souza was this friend of ours and journalist who was very active on
Yeah,
in the online world in Konkani from the
correct.
60s, late 60s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s,
Right.
2000, and he passed away in 2015, if I'm not mistaken,
50.
2015.
Yeah.
So Isidore and Joel put together a English Konkani dictionary. Now this is a Konkani English dictionary. So the headwords are in Konkani in the Roman
Correct.
script, and the explanations are in English.
English.
Okay. So that means you have done two dictionaries so far, and you're coming out with a third. Tell us about the
Third
third
one.
one.
Yeah. Third one is English Konkani, but it will be multi-dialect. That is, all the scripts will be the major script. That is Roman, Devanagari, and Kannada.
Yeah. So that's quite a nightmare, not? I mean, in the sense that to organize all the scripts and to put them side by side.
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
I had a lot of work to do because I had to catch hold of so many dictionaries and get
Yeah.
people also because I don't know Kannada myself. I have to take the help of some of the Kannada people
So that is
who know
coming out
Kannada.
soon. That is coming out shortly.
Yeah, shortly. Yeah.
Okay. And you just mentioned that you had to you see this dictionary is coming out. It's a first Romi script dictionary, which is
Mhm.
coming out after 68 Konkani English, right?
Yeah, Konkani is after 68. Correct.
So your point is that it's filling a vacuum, it's filling a gap.
Yes, it is filling a gap, big gap,
I see.
and people
Uh, in,
wanted it long, long back.
in what sense it would fill a gap?
People didn't have access to it. They had access only to this, what is in Devanagari and all. No? Roman, there was no other dictionary because that was out of print also, what was available.
Okay. And
Yeah.
plus the words have changed a lot. Probably the
Words have
vocabulary.
changed. Everything is changed now.
I saw at the last page. I saw the list of references you have.
Yeah.
Okay, that's on
Correct.
page 384.
Yeah.
So you've cited about 12 other dictionaries, which is quite impressive in that sense,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Correct.
including the Dicionar Cockney Portuguese by Monsignor Delgado, 1893. Konkani Shabdakosh, Volume 1 to 4 by Sripad Desai, 1902.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Then Paya Sada Mahanavo. a
That is
comprehensive
Prakrit.
Prakrit Hindi.
Prakrut.
Yeah, Prakrit Hindi. Then Gurunath Kelekar's English
Yeah.
Konkani Dictionary 1997. I think that
Correct.
was published in Bangalore by our friends Alvito and yeah,
Yeah.
Alvito and in Bangalore. Then Rajaun Kokni English Illustrated Dictionary by Suresh Borkar and Mukesh Thali and Damodar
They are
Gaunekar.
from Panjim. They are from Panjim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Panjim, Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Then Dr. Manohar Sadesai's English Konkani Dictionary 2003.
Yeah. That's in Devanagari script.
Yeah, yeah. Then the Glossario Kokni Portuguese Kokni by Francisco Xavier Valerian de Sá. It says 2010. This is that Portuguese published book with the red cover.
Yeah. Portuguese. Yes.
Okay. Then Kannada Kokni Ratna Kosh by
Yeah.
M. Madhav
Ma-
Pai 2011.
Yeah.
Then there's some Urdu Hindi Sabdakosh,
Yeah.
konkanidictionary.com, which is online by Melvin Rodriguez.
Correct.
Spoken Sanskrit Dictionary, and the last is the
And
Rekta Urdu Dictionary online. Very impressive.
these
How did your
these references I have taken to give the what is that called root words of Konkani
okay?
from where they have come.
Yeah, which of these do you find the most impressive in its scope and although many
All
out
are
of print?
impressive because the words I have to take, from where they have come. So I have to refer to all the dictionary, and then only I get the root words, from where they
So
have come.
each one has value in its own sense.
Yeah, each one has value in this. So,
Isidore, how did you get so much caught up in dictionary making yourself? I know the CDAC project was there,
yeah.
but at what stage of your work in Konkani did you feel that dictionaries are important?
See, I'll tell you why it is important. It is important they provide a wealth of information about words and their meaning with and you can practice the spellings. They help to explain their meanings and learn about the origin of words. They provide information on grammar. Many writers do not refer to the dictionary and repeat mistakes in their writing, which can mean differently. Example, the word SOD with single D stands for search, whereas the word SODD with double D, I mean, stands
Yeah.
for leap. So it can be a different meaning. My experience with the first dictionary was that it was offered to media commons. I've repeated that it was to be used as search the word, whereas they have used it as a free PDF file. This is a great drawback as browsers cannot get the quick meaning of the word by a click. Regarding the current dictionary, which is Contemporary Konkani English Dictionary in Roman script, there was almost not such a type of dish for a long time, and I tried to fill the gap. Readers and writers needed such a type of dictionary to translate Konkani books into English, more particularly the pot boilers called Romancy, a popular storybook version. Similar Konkani movies requiring subtitles require such a facility. The present one has a good demand, as can be seen, that is shortly going for a reprint. I thank you for doing it under crowdfunding, which was a pleasing experience.
Okay, so we'll come to crowdfunding because that was a really nice experience for both of us, and I hope I don't think so for the crowdfunder supporters because there were delays on the way. So for
Yeah,
that, I will apologize as the publisher. I think we did delay it, but the crowdfunding experiment, what Isidore was referring to, is something worth noting here. So
yeah,
as you know, putting across books and creating books are a costly affair. Okay,
yeah.
then the element of uncertainty is there. We don't know how much it will sell. We don't know how well
Correct,
it will do.
correct.
Having said that, of course, it has already gone in for a second reprint. So we are very grateful to everyone who has supported it along the way, especially the crowdfunders. So
Yes,
what does crowdfunding mean and how did they get involved? So we approached all our friends. I proposed this idea to Isidore. I said, see, let's ask people for support. I'm willing to do it. You ask your friends, I will ask my friends, and we'll ask the general public also. So we told them like you give us, I think it was 1,000 rupees, right? Is it 1,000?
1,000, two copies. Two copies we are giving.
Yeah. So you give us 1,000 rupees in advance, okay? In advance before the book is printed. We promise you that we will give you 2 copies, okay? And in each book is priced 600 rupees. That's the cover price. And in
Yeah,
addition to that, we will mention your name at the back of the book as one of the sponsors of this project.
correct,
So a lot
correct.
many people came forward. Lot many people.
Many
And
people.
yeah, and out of the total cost of maybe 1 lakh 40 or something, we covered 80,000 before a single copy was printed. And not
Yes.
only was it the good money coming in, but it also was a vote of confidence and support from the crowd,
Readers. Readers.
yeah, from the readers, whom we acknowledge all in the book, and we are so grateful to them.
Yeah.
But it helped us. It gave us that confidence to go in for a print of 1,000 copies. 1,000 copies in
Right.
paperback. We were debating, should we do 500 in hardback or 1,000 in paperback. And then I kept changing my mind, and I kept bugging Isidore. And one fine day I said, Isidore, let's do 1,000 in paperback, because it's a good book. It needs to go out at a good price, and it'll be a valuable book in time for the readers to use it. So the
Mm.
crowdfunders did help. And while we delayed for almost a couple of years, I would say that was terrible on my part, but finally it came through, and Isidore has supplied all the copies to all the people who supported. In case you didn't get your copy, please get in touch. We are committed to fulfilling that.
Yeah.
And not only that, since the first edition was already partly bought out, we offered generous discounts at different points along the way whenever we could, at different levels. It's still available, and just yesterday I got the second lot of 1,000 copies. So I'm very grateful to Isidore for all the work he has done, all the patience he has taken in. But Isidore, tell us about something about your other books, no? Because I don't want to make it about the book only that we have published, but a lot many books have been published by you. So tell us about those. Have been authored by you. Sorry, some self-published.
My first book was Vajran, that was Konkani adages with English interpretations. Then
Konkani saying
second was,
adages.
yeah, second was Konkani Chalchitra, which was a hit among the people because first time they were getting all the knowledge about the Konkani films. They were
Chalchitra
that time
meaning films. Films. It refers to films.
films. They were about 30, all of them I had covered with all the details and
Up to
with
which year?
notations.
Up to which year?
That is 2010. 2010.
Just before our Natsuya Kumpasar, unfortunately.
No, that was 2014. Natsuya
Yeah,
Kumpas was 2014. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Then the same book I did in Kannada script. Then the third book was, fourth book was Uttarsod. That was the quiz which appeared on Gulab. So many issues, that was done there. Then another book was Konkani Chalchana in Devanagari script because these people wanted in Devanagari. I did it.
Okay. Okay.
Then I do the translation of SP Mai Parat Sirkoli. Then Pulusachi Husarkai. This also was
These are
another translation.
two children's books which Isidore translated
Yeah,
into Roman
yeah,
Cognate.
yeah.
SP Mai for a
Yeah. Then came the Modern English Konkani Dictionary with Joel D'Souza.
yeah.
And last came the Alfred Rose book, King of Melody.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What next apart from the dictionary which you've already mentioned? Many plans. Isidore doesn't spare a moment, doesn't waste a moment of his time. Tell us what is the secret of your hard work. The secret of your hard work is your hard work. But tell us.
My secret is that I keep myself busy, and one after the other, I do all at a time, not one book at a time. All
I see.
whatever I want, I fill it up wherever I get whatever information or not. That is the
I
problem.
I was
I don't.
impressed, Isidore. I was impressed by your work day. You told
Yeah,
me about how many hours you put in. Can you just share that again?
about 8 hours a day,
What
split into
schedule? What schedule? Tell me your schedule. Tell me your
four
schedule.
hours in the morning and 4 hours in the evening,
Very
afternoon.
strict and very disciplined. Very
Yeah,
strict.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, Isidore, tell us about your younger days, your
Yeah.
shift from Goa to Bombay, and your and
No, no,
the
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I was born in Pune, but my school education was in Goa. During this
okay.
period, my brush with Konkani was in the church, where I could recite Konkani prayers and sing Konkani hymns. I would regularly read the popular magazine Varadan Says at my aunt's place.
This
I
is which
penned my
years now we are talking about? 50s or 60s?
50s.
50s.
50s, yeah. I'll tell you. I penned my first poem at the age of 11 on Aitaracham Vatop paper. After passing my SSC in 1960, I
Yeah.
left for Bombay as there were no colleges in Goa at that time. I studied at St. Javis College, Bombay, where I was a member of the Konkani Mandal. I also got the opportunity to read papers such as Goa Times Sathuloi. I saw some good tiyas too. Later, I continued my studies from Pune, where I read the Goa Times, the Goa Mail, and Cine Times. I also contributed a poem to Udendincha Naket, published from Bombay. Felicio Cardozo Goenzo changed my way of writing. I used to contribute to Vararanchis regularly. In Pune, I founded the Konkani Bhasha Mandal and held several activities. I changed the mindset of those who would consider Konkani as the language of ABCs, that is, ayahs, butlers, and cooks, and made them use in their various activities. I was the first to start Konkani Mass in Pune. I also brought good theatres like Alfred Rose's Lakpati Nauro, Nirmana Forman, C. Alvarez Patki Nuigatki, Chris Perry's Nauramoza Devansar, and M.J. Dilima's Sodwandar. Besides this, I staged my two theatres and acted in several of them. I also edited a cyclostyle Konkani weekly called Ulo, which had 40 issues. After that, I contributed to South and duty dailies regularly. I wrote a monthly column on quiz for Gulab till Father Freddy's death.
Wow, wow, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. You've told us so much, Isidore, that in those few lines, it's almost a history of Konkani outside Goa, particularly Pune, to a lesser extent Mumbai, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned this society at Xavier's, Konkani. What was that Konkani society you mentioned?
Konkani Mandal, where all the Konkani speaking people, whether it is Devanagari script writers or whether it is Roman or Kannada, they used to meet together.
Who were the active people there?
Actually, I remember Father Correa Afonso and I
John Korea
remember
also.
Professor L.J. Dennis from Kurtori.
LJ Dennis retired to Goa. He would be very active in writing letters to the newspapers and all. I remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
name.
correct, correct,
LJ
correct, correct.
Dennis.
Yeah.
So Isidore, what you're saying is that after your base was set
Yeah.
in Goa, in Kokni, you took it to Pune, to Mumbai, wherever you went, and you built on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas many of us in the diaspora have kind of given up on Kokni. What do you see as the problem there?
Didn't keep touch with this, you should react with the people. You have to talk in Konkani. If you try to talk in English and all, then you lose all that this in context. The context should be there. That love should be there. Affinity should be there.
And
That
you
is important.
mentioned the magazines. Okay,
Yeah,
since you were
yeah,
a writerly type, you wrote a lot for them,
yeah,
and you also read them regularly. So you mentioned East,
yeah,
you mentioned Aitarache Vatsop,
yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah,
you mentioned a lot many magazines, Cine Times,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I think we tend to just dismiss each of these in one word. But the fact is that all every one of these is so important in building the story of
Correct,
the company people all over the place. Which
correct, correct.
magazine which magazine did you like the best, and which did you think was the most
Always best at that time, that particular time, because they go up and kept on changing. I will tell you one incident what happened. I've experienced Konkani writing undergoing change in style, for which I want to mention only one. I was written as AO with a tilt, which
for instance,
later on
like what
became
word? Like what word?
I.
How?
Was written as AO with tilt,
Okay.
which later on became AUM, then ANV, then finally HANV. So it went on changing. So similarly, accents and apostrophes used were discarded slowly. This I want to mention because all these changes took place. Even it was written in English with English grammar and all. Like the predicate comes first. I ate mango. But
For
whereas
instance,
while speak, I ate mango.
yeah,
Ame khallo, amma we don't say. Amo khallo. The verb should be at the last. So this
Konkani,
was the
Konkani,
mistake.
like many Indian languages, is a verb last
Ah,
language.
yeah, well, yeah.
Awen, ambo, khallo.
Yeah.
So in that sense, you see, I think I'm also fascinated in the stories of these different publications. Cine Times, for example, run by Kelly brothers.
Ali
Uh,
brothers, correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of their sisters is the mother of my friend Captain Norbert
No,
Rebel.
I
Yeah,
know.
Captain Norbert, and they are in Kavilosi. And
Yeah.
some of the Eli brothers are still around, and they were telling me
Yeah.
the sad story of how this publication struggled for many years, and one fine day in the rains, probably in the monsoons, one
Everything
they collapsed,
collapsed.
collapsed.
Yeah, I know.
And they lost their full press and all, and they just couldn't put it
Correct.
back together again.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I think Isidore, your generation is really connected to the past of Orkney, especially in the diaspora. Can you tell us one or two stories that you remember which are unusual or which people might not know?
Regarding what you mean?
In general, some unusual story regarding Konkani or regarding yourself or regarding your learning or your struggle to get a dictionary or whatever.
I can't relate immediately. That's the
Okay,
problem.
I know. That was a bit of a no
Yeah,
ball
yeah,
from me. But
yeah.
in that sense, when you shifted to Bombay,
Yeah.
did you find keeping in touch with the Konkani easier that time because there was, say, a group of Konkani speakers?
No, Bombay, I was hardly there for 1 year, no.
Okay,
St. James College only 1 year. Then I shifted to Pune. Then again I went only for during my transfers
okay.
when I
So,
was
so
in the
in Pune, what was the scene like? The Konkani scene in Pune in the 60s or 70s?
Konkani scene, people were not in touch, People tried to lose Konkani. That means not in keeping in touch. So I brought some enthusiasm in them and they started giving respect to the Konkani language, using it in various sources.
See,
That's
because
what
as I remember very clearly, in those days, there was a push towards English.
yeah.
Everyone thought that English is the way to upward mobility, and in a sense, they were not mistaken. But
Hmm.
they did it at the cost of losing their mother tongues. In that
Mother
sense,
tongue. Yeah, yeah.
even the fines in the schools. If you spoke Konkani, you were fined 10 paise.
Yeah,
Not with a 10 paise was a lot of money. Not with a bad intention, but the intention was we push over these guys to being more fluent in English. But
correct.
would you think that that approach has changed over the years now? People are looking back to regain
Yeah,
Konkani,
correct.
i- including outside Goa.
Yeah, even outside Goa.
There are some classes, few and far between, but there are two or three classes in Bombay going on. Gable and people like that, and
Yeah, yeah, they're doing it. They're doing. Not only that, even in Pune, there is in Deccan College, regular classes are there, but they are held in Devanagari. And the people who are using these facilities are from Northeast.
why?
I don't know. They want Konkani. I don't know for what.
Really,
Yeah,
really, very interesting, very interesting.
yeah.
So Isidore, what were the activities of KBM in Pune like in your time? How did you
We
build
used
it
to
up?
have all types of activities, whether it is a seminar or whether it is a debate or whether it's a small skit or some competition, everything. Every month we used to have some program or the other.
I
And
see.
that time there is no entertainment, so this was a very good chance of keeping them together
Meeting and
and
keeping in
making
touch.
them and entertaining them. Yeah.
I want one word from you about our late friend Joel because he's not here today. He went before his time. He went at the age of 69.
I know.
He used to look so young.
Yeah. It is he who told me to print all the books and all. I didn't
I
have
see.
an idea to print any of the books because who will buy and who will print. They said you start doing, I will see it. And then he managed. Even the first dictionary was he was the this thing main person to catch hold of Khalil and get it
Broadway,
printed.
Broadway, Broadway.
Broadway, yeah, that
Joel
one.
was a very helpful guy, as I remember
Very
him. A very
very helpful, very
passionate
helpful.
man of few words, soft spoken.
Yeah,
He
correct.
refused to let me. I'm not complaining, but he was so modest that he refused to allow me to interview him.
Actually.
And he kept on saying, "We'll do it some other time. We'll do it some other time." And one day we were sitting after a XCHR Xavier Center program. We were sitting at this
Mhm.
Porvory Circle in the restaurant there, and he told me. He said one thing. He said, "You know something?" He said, "My name is not Joel." And that was when I got really shocked. He said, "Joel is just my pen name." And I said, "Oh God, I know this guy for so long and I don't know his name." So I whipped out my camera and I did this very noisy, absolutely below par interview of him. And that is probably one of the only recordings memories where we have where he's talking about himself because he was such a modest guy to get him to say
Very
something
much.
about himself. Yeah, to get him to say something like you in a way, which is why I'm struggling and why I'm talking so much today. But tell us about, say, your Bombay days.
Bombay days, I was hardly for 1 year, no, so not much, and I was very small that time, so I can't
Okay,
recollect much. Yeah,
this is St. Xavier's College. You told me you finished your SSC at a very early age.
yeah, at the age of 13.
My gosh! So then you went to
Bomb.
Xavier's. That was for
Xavier.
your first year
First year.
at the age of 14.
Yeah.
My goodness. So that, yeah, that's very interesting. Now, if you're looking at this dictionary, what was the toughest part about doing this dictionary, Isidore?
This dictionary.
Sorry, the one we this one we did together, contemporary.
Problem is somebody promised me that he will format in this type, which how modern dictionaries are there, and he kept it for a long, long time, nearly 2, 3 years, and then I
Yeah.
lost it. Then I lost hold of my control, and then I came to you.
See the
That's the
publishing process, without being nasty or mean or something. The publishing process is always it's fraught with difficulty, especially when you're dealing with smaller languages, no, because the market is small and all that. So I
market.
understand. I understand why it happens. But see now here you've given Konkani palindromes,
Yeah,
Vilompod, if I'm pronouncing it
yeah,
right.
yeah, correct, correct.
Palindrome Vilompod means a word or phrase or sequence, a word phrase or sequence that reads the same backwards as well as forward.
Forwards, yeah.
For example, you've given Aka,
Both the side
which
you can read.
yeah, AKA or AKA, paternal aunt, Ada, which means income or earning,
Correct.
Aba, Aga, Appa. So Konkani has all these words.
All these words, every language has, so this also has got words, but I have to choose them and put it in
Yeah.
writing. Yeah.
Then you have a section which deals with, yeah, we are
Homonym,
scanning it. Sorry,
homonym, no?
homonyms.
Homonym.
Homonyms.
Yeah.
So one sec. Yeah, I'm just going through the homonyms. There are a lot of them here.
Yeah.
So homonyms are one sec.
One word
Homonym,
having two meanings. One
yeah,
word
one
having two
word
meanings.
having two meanings.
Two
So,
meanings.
for example, achar can mean superstition or it can mean pickle.
Pickle, correct.
Ad podop can mean against. Ad or ad podop. Ad or ad podop can mean against or it can mean to lie down.
Correct,
Amaso
correct.
waton ad potta. Amaso waton ad potta. Adi can mean origin or etc.
Correct. Correct.
And similarly with Akashvani and Ale
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
and Al and Okay, so there are a lot of these words. So you
Louder.
found them
Louder.
interesting. You put them.
Yeah.
Now another interesting aspect of your dictionary is that
Yeah.
you have given the source of these words. So
Correct. Yeah.
you'll be surprised to know that Konkani words come from Arabic, English, French, Greek, Hebrew,
Hebrew, Kannada,
Kannada, Persian,
Persian.
Portuguese, Prakrit, Sanskrit, Tamil, Tulu, Urdu.
Yeah.
So from all these languages,
Yeah.
Konkani words come.
Konkani words come.
For example, just to give an example, let me find something here.
Here there is you.
Yeah,
Zote
zote, for example, the word zote, which
comes
is a
from Juta.
noun. Yeah, footwear. It means footwear worn on the feet. It comes from the Urdu word juta.
Juta.
Okay. Uh,
Here there
zot.
is Zot.
You can mention some, Isidore,
Zot and
from
Zot
different.
Paris. There are two here.
Okay. Yeah.
Zot means flame
Yeah.
and Zot means plow.
Plow.
Yeah.
Correct. So zot, the word flame, comes from the Prakrit word zot,
Prakrit word. Yeah.
and then there are Portuguese influenced Konkani words, as Professor Dilima pointed. There are
Yeah.
something like 2,000 words of Portuguese origin which are in Konkani.
Which are in Konkani.
Yeah, today, as of today. Then you have the word Zomanot,
That is coming from Persian.
yeah, which means bail or collateral assurance, which comes from the Persian word
Persian word.
Zomanot.
Correct.
Okay, then Urdu influenced word is Zoma Zaunk. Zoma Zaunk.
Zama.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a verb which means commingle or blend. It comes from
Yeah.
the Urdu Zoma.
Zama.
I'm looking out for other languages words. Yeah, Persian. There are Persian words. Zomkhon, which means carpet.
Hmm.
Comes from Persian word Zomkhon. So there are words from all over the place.
All over the
Uh,
place. And cheaply
uh,
you will be surprised. Dudu, which means money, comes from Kannada.
yeah, Dudu comes from Kannad. So while we overlook the influence of Kannad, Kannada also had an influence on Goa in the
Yeah.
pre-Portuguese era because
Because
of
of the
the
Kadamba era,
yeah
no? Kadamba era.
yeah
Okay.
Kadamba, yeah. Then Sanskrit, for example, you have Zobro. Zobro means
Yeah.
jaw.
Yeah.
which comes from the Sanskrit zomb, and Arabic words which are totally Konkani. You'll say zobabdari, Konachi zobabdari
Yeah.
e.
Zabavdari. Yeah.
So responsibility or control. It comes from the Arabic zobabdari. You won't even
Correct.
guess that it's Arabic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, then the words go on like that. It's very interesting.
Hmm.
Persian, Arabic, Kannada. Can you give us some examples which you found unusual or which you didn't expect?
As I told you, Dudu was one. Then Bangar also was another one
Bangar is
from
from where? Bangar is from
Kannad
Kannada.
only. Kannad. Then Tanti also was is from Kannad.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Zat, the word Zat, which is a feminine noun, which means caste, category, class, sort,
Arabic.
type,
Arabic.
kind, race, is
Arabic.
Arabic. It comes from Zat.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, everyone says the Portuguese gave us the word caste in English, casta, but there's Zat also there. Zal comes from Sanskrit and all kinds of things. So yeah, so in the few pages, our artist Bina Naik, very helpful artist, has done a few illustrations where she gives her interpretation of Konkani popular Konkani sayings. There are a few of them.
I
Zog
think every alphabet has got one.
has one. Every
Yeah.
alphabet has one. Zogzogta title bangar nui. All that glitters is not gold.
Not good. Yeah.
So this is Z.
Then
Or
here,
there is, yeah.
Shetna Tandur.
Sanna kirya korta randul. There's no rice for morsel. Why rice cakes for the parcel? Okay. So all the Konkani sayings which date back to those times and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, as I was saying, this dictionary is still available. It's in the market. If you come to the author, to the publisher, you get an extra discount. But you are welcome to go to the bookshops as well, and you can contact us. It goes on for 392 pages. Isidore, when it comes to the different scripts, because now there is a controversy of scripts in the news, does the vocabulary vary a bit between the scripts or is it all standard?
Yeah, it varies because see in Kannad what happens, those people are settled there, so some of the words come from that area.
Okay,
A particular one I'll tell you is they call for the resident they call bidar, but we say it birad. So it
I
is
see.
a corrupted word like that. There are a lot of words which come from there.
Yeah, yeah,
Same thing. Some Hindus use some Sanskrit words, whereas we use the origin word like that. There are a lot of
yeah.
things. Yeah. Depends on
When
the fact.
on our Shasti Kokni group recently, there was a bit of a turmoil and discussion over the clerical dialect. What some people called liturgical Konkani, or more
Yeah.
dismissively Padri Bash. Padri Bash,
That's
which they don't like the term,
yeah.
because
I know.
it sounds a bit dismissive, and it is in that sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, what they were referring to is this Konkani dialect, which was created largely in the 1960s, which is used for liturgical text.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, after the Second Vatican Konkani, after the Second Vatican Council,
Yeah.
mandated the use of local languages in religion.
Local language, yeah.
Yeah. So like that, what are the difficulties a lexicographer would face when putting together a dictionary for a language which has so much diversity in it, so many scripts, so many dialects?
But I try to use most of the words, both the sides, I try to balance sort of.
Yeah,
Not be partisan to one particular community or something like that.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
believe in universe, what is that?
Unity in diversity.
Unity and diversity.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Anything else I forgot to ask you? I know you're a man of few words, so but please feel free. Please feel free to say. Tell us anything.
I think mostly I've covered everything. Mostly I've covered everything.
So yeah,
Yeah.
uh, Isidore, it's really great to know you and to see you doing your work determinedly, plowing on, doing your translations. Isidore is a great man for translations, fluent in Konkani in two scripts, Marathi, English, and there's a big shortage of supply of translators. There are a few, and there is a dilemma where the translators can't find the work, and people, when they need translators, they can't find one. So we are often pointing to Isidore's work in translations, and all the books that you create, uh, with a focus on non-fiction, which I think is very important. Your book on films, your book on Konkani adages, your book on your dictionaries, because there's a lot of work done in the world of non-fiction. But how do we create, in the world of fiction, how do we create non-fictional work, which is very important to go ahead. So here, saying a big thank you to you. I hope
Thank you also. Yeah. Giving me
you
the
are blessed
opportunity.
with great, with good health, and
Yeah.
very much creativity. Keep on at it. May your work be known to many more people, because I think people like you who are not self promoters tend to have this problem where, not enough people notice your work, or they take it for granted, or they don't notice it. You have contributed to the Wikipedia. You have done so many things that need to be acknowledged and noticed. Wishing you all the best. We've
Okay.
spoken for 50 minutes, which
Yeah.
we could have gone on for longer, but I don't want to trouble you. Give us a hint of how many years you spent on the planet.
77.
Wow, great going. May you have many more. Keep on at it. I think work is. Would you? Last question. Would you agree with me that work is the best way to keep healthy as long as possible?
Yes, yes. It keeps you busy and you forget so many things. We trouble you.
Thank you. On that note, thank you. All the best. We'll be in touch. Bye.